Through this drift we aim to explore the physical and psychological landscape of the city world.
Our drift examines the tools which people use in order to mobilise themselves and travel around society, such as public transport. On our tour of Cardiff, we take an early morning train leaving at 8:20 a.m. from Cardiff Central Station, destined to arrive at Merthyr Tydfil. For the purposes of our drift, we will just examine a small part of this journey, travelling from Cardiff Central to Cathays rail station, as displayed on the map.
Built in 1850, Cardiff Central Station has always been important to its sphere of influence in terms of population.
We start off our journey at Cardiff Central Station, travelling to Cathays, pausing at Queen Street. From the train window we can see how the world is in motion and the way in which the urban landscape remains while people move amongst it.
On this journey we observe different people going about their everyday lives in the morning as the world is waking up to modern day living in an urban landscape.
Buses provide an important role in travelling across Cardiff. There are many routes which go to destinations throughout Wales. This map shows a network of buses.
As we leave Cardiff Central Station, we notice the transition from one place to another.
Cardiff is changing all the time, and a large amount of development is occurring, as you can see from the scaffolding here. Development and regeneration is a key part of the success of a city. As people shape and affect the landscape, they make it more efficient and people-friendly place.
Located near to the station are office buildings, which hold many of the big companies in the UK. Shown here is Eversheds and ING Direct, which are next to each other, demonstrating that law and financial services are becoming increasingly essential in the modern world. Endless tower blocks have a large impact on passers-by, with them dominating the landscape and being considered an intimidating place to go. A colourless canvas can make the people's views black and white and affect the mood of the people.
As the train passes further from the centre, there is more open space, with the buildings becoming increasingly sparse. This open space opens people's minds and gives them space to breathe, moving from the congestion and the headache of the busy working city to the calmer suburbs.
We can now see the way in which tower blocks dominate the city. Tall buildings could make people feel small and insignificant, opposed to standing on a mountain when you feel like you've conquered the world.
As we continue our journey, we may observe how the landscape is changing. Green shrubbery is now present next to the railway line, and in the distance we can see the vast open space, where some infrastructure has been previously demolished and is awaiting fresh generation and renewal. From our current location, we may consider how transport planning deals with the definition of the circulation infrastructure, pavements, roads, railways and terminals. Over 10 years ago, small-scale light railways were dubbed as people movers, facilitating the diffusion of people within society. We are now approaching Queen Street Station. This station is for the commercial hub of the city, less about the business commuters and much more about the shoppers.
There is a more relaxed feel to the people coming and going, with a range of people getting on and off the train. The station brings different types of people together, all with different purposes for the day, all brought together for a brief moment, interacting with others, strangers, just starting their journey to where they need to be.
Shoppers, school children, businessmen, the hustle and bustle continues throughout the day, with people moving amongst the infrastructure which stays static regardless.
On the other side of the platform, another train is arriving, bringing with it more people from other parts of Cardiff, Wales and the UK. From another perspective, people always remain in the world, whilst the urban landscape is constantly changing.
The sight of the stop sign on the floor controlling the movement of the train passengers. It also serves as a reminder that sometimes people have to be patient in the modern world when they are busy and waiting to get to places. It asks people to pause. It serves as a barrier, asking people to wait and not cross the line until the train has arrived.
In the video you can see Newport Road, which receives a heavy amount of traffic daily. There is a bus lane on this road which helps to make bus journeys quicker and more inviting. This could be seen to free up the roads, but it also restricts the amount of lanes for cars. Congestion could be seen to evoke anger. People get frustrated in traffic, but it also opens people's minds to their surroundings, as they get a chance to look around at a slower pace. Trains also give people this opportunity as they have nothing else to concentrate on.
As you enter the Cathays ward, you can see student accommodation in close proximity to the rail line. This close proximity could provoke different opinions. Students may see it as a positive thing, as it may be their only form of transport, and they may depend on it to travel to their destinations. Whereas other residents in private properties who have different forms of transport, such as cars, may see it as a nuisance and an intrusion, which may cause visual and noise pollution.
People can use two forms of travel, with some people driving and parking their car or bike at the station and then travelling by train to get to their destination. Even with other forms of transport, such as cars, people rely on the train. This shows the importance of the train in everyday life.
Yay.
Cathays is an old suburb of Cardiff, which was established in 1875 and is densely populated, of the most part students. In 1860, the UK's first mosque was registered at 2 Glenrhondda Street. This shows how movements of people in ways such as migration can change the different cultural landscape of an area.
All walks of life use the train service for different reasons, e.g. shoppers and commuters. The reason for people using the train influence where stations are located. For example, Cathays station is located for students and commuters as close to CP2 and the university, whereas Cardiff Central is located less than 5 minutes walk from St Mary Street and Queen Street, the two main shopping streets in Cardiff.
Litter can alter a person's perception of a place immediately. The type of litter can also affect their views. As you can see in this video, a beer can has been thrown by the side of the footpath. This can make people assume the area is run down and give off a negative impression of the area.
As we travel through Cathays station, the accumulation of people get ready to disperse. Barriers visualise the opening out into the real world. All passengers pass through them, and once through, they all go their separate ways, continuing their day.
Continue on our journey with another method of travel by walking to our destination. We pass a range of different people that have different purposes for travelling, moving from the residential part of Cathays to the central business district of Cardiff.
The Assembly Government has chosen Cardiff to become Wales's first sustainable travel town. The scheme will cost around £28.5 million and aims to provide free cycle hire, bus travel and improved bike and walking routes throughout the city.
So, to conclude our journey, we have observed the movement of people within society and their relationship with the landscape as it has evolved over time. Thank you for watching.